everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of The Pulse. Pretty short list this week. I'm surprised. I'm still waiting for like the 10,000 or 20,000 list that always comes at the end of the fiscal, but maybe it's not. Maybe they finally caught up with it. But we're going to start with what is in development. So these are things that are in development at Microsoft. So they're trying to figure out how to develop them, working on them, doing some beta, stuff like that. So the one I'm going to talk about first is Copilot Microsoft session and response sharing. And I really like this one because it's one of the things that I've wanted to do in Copilot that I'm like, oh, why can't I just do this? And usually it's once I either get a response or when I'm going through a chat, like I want to collaborate with somebody and easily be able to share that, or at least share it so that, hey, read this. So I'm excited about that one. Let's see, does that one have a date? It probably does if I scroll. It looks like that one is in development for August of 2026. So that's actually pretty good. And of course, that's going to come out to the standard tenant, multi-tenant enterprise before it goes out to the other environments. So I'll do that one, and then I might pick up some others based on what everyone else does, but I will pass it to Tom.
Yeah, I'll pass it to Tamara first.
Okay, we'll pass it to Tamara.
That way I don't step on stuff
that
she's
hot
going to do.
potato. All right, Microsoft Teams. External presenters can access production controls for Teams events. So organizations can allow external presenters to manage team events by granting them access to production controls. This has been a long time in coming, and I'm very happy about it. So federated B2B and guest users can be specified on the who has control of production tools setting. Enabling trusted external presenters to run events. Don't give it to untrusted external presenters because they will run amok. So, but the trusted external presenters will run events and manage what attendees see. This feature supports organizations that work with third-party event producers and vendors, and that's coming out in August, and everybody's getting some love. Worldwide, GCC, GCC High, and the DoD. There was just a lot of love for Teams this week. Prevent presence transition to do not disturb setting when screen sharing. This is for GCC High and DoD. So Microsoft is introducing a setting that allows users to opt out of transitioning presence automatically to do not disturb when presenting or screen sharing. This ensures that they can continue to receive calls, keeping them connected and responsive without manual presence adjustments. I don't want people calling me when I am presenting or sharing my screen.
Yeah, but sometimes you do. Sometimes you do. I don't, that's for sure. I definitely do not like that. But
no.
I'm always on do not disturb, like hardly ever. Like all my notifications are silenced. All my
you can't see me.
Yeah. I mean, my presence isn't always a do not disturb, obviously, but I don't get announcements or notifications. Who needs that nonsense?
Well, and then this last one I'm going to touch on, I think is really important. It's coming out to GCC High and DoD. And I think it's especially important for these tenants. Explicit recording and transcription consent for PSTN participants now available in GCC High and DoD. So Microsoft is introducing explicit recording and transcript consent support for PSTN participants joining Microsoft Teams meetings in GCC High and DoD environments. This feature is already available in public and GCC clouds and is now being extended to sovereign environments. So after this rollout, when a meeting is being recorded and transcribed, PSTN participants will be prompted to provide explicit consent before they can unmute and participate. If consent is not provided, the participants will remain muted for the duration of the meeting. This update aligns with PSTN behavior with the existing consent experience in Teams clients and enhances compliance by ensuring all participants actively acknowledge recording and transcription. This rollout may impact PSTN users joining meetings where recording or transcription is enabled. And Microsoft recommends informing users about this change so they're prepared to provide consent when prompted and that they don't freak out in the middle of a meeting. And that's coming out in August. GCC High and DoD. Tom, what do you like in development?
Oh, what do we have here?
There's a lot. Don't feel obligated.
I'll try not to. Microsoft Teams multilingual recap available for translation button. So basically, after you've had your meeting recap and it's been automatically generated in the language that you chose, you can go through and change the language. So you can go from, Chinese to Swahili, and it's just a click of a button, and there you go. So that is coming out in development.
Though, that really does matter because
Oh, yeah.
native speakers, like they may listen and have the meeting in English, but being able to read it in like Chinese or something like that does make a huge difference for them. And if you're on a cross-platform team, you really need everybody to switch it into their preferred language.
Oh, yeah.
So it's really helpful. So I'm glad they're doing that.
Yeah, I think this is a good change. I know I was being a little bit snide there, but I do think this is a good change.
As you want to be.
So we got that one going on. Let me see what else I have. Personal skills in Copilot in SharePoint. So I need to read up on this personal skills thing because I've seen it in the roadmap came out today. I think you can store these personal skills in your OneDrive for PowerPoint, which is interesting. But in this particular one, you create your own personal skills in Copilot in SharePoint and then use them anywhere you work. Personal skills travel with you across SharePoint sites and OneDrive. So a skill like document generation works everywhere without recreating it per site. You own your skills saved as a markdown file in your OneDrive. So that is coming out in December, coming out to SharePoint worldwide. And then one other one, Planner Agent Chat and Basic Plans. Introducing built-in Planner Agent with natural language Q&A, smart task discovery, and in-plan task management. So this is coming out in August, Planner, and I think, just the standard worldwide tenant on that one. So if you like using Planner and you want to use Copilot with that, this is a really good opportunity to do so.
Cool.
Jennifer, did you have any more?
Yeah, I wanted to do this one. Kind of goes along in the vein of what Tamara was talking about in terms of allowing external people to be able to manage meetings. They're also going to be able to do Teams events. Attendance will have its own policy so that managers can allow external people to come in and see the report just for that event versus seeing all the reports, and restricting so that you don't have to get all of the team's reports. You can get just that meeting. So there's different ways that they can do that. So in addition to being able to manage the meeting, you're going to be able to get the reports, which will hopefully save us from having to go, okay, could you send me that report? Because I'm responsible for reporting on it, but you were responsible for hosting it. And yay, now we get to go back and forth. So I had that one. And then the other one I had was the Copilot Analytics Agent 365 dashboard for managers. There's an agent dashboard in Copilot Analytics, so they can go in and see all their agents that have been registered and what they're doing with them. So there you go. That's one that's coming. I think that's all I had. Tamara, did you have anything?
I did have two more.
Awesome.
PowerPoint Live, the light theme support. I'm sorry, people. Go have fun with your dark theme. I'm a light theme kind of gal.
And maybe it's because we're both so pale.
That could be. We need some light. So presenting PowerPoint slides in Teams just got better, says Microsoft. PowerPoint Live now supports light mode, giving presenters the option to present in light, dark, classic, or high contrast mode based on their preferences and system settings. That is coming out this month to the worldwide tenant. And then the last thing I want to touch on, and I've had a problem with this for so long, you mark something on your calendar as an all-day event, and then it's this little tiny thing at the top of your day, and it doesn't show all the way down. So now Outlook all-day events to show up more clearly in the mail module calendar preview. So Microsoft is making it easier to tell when receiving meeting invites that conflict with the scheduled out of office or busy all-day events on Outlook Web or Outlook for Windows. Hashtag. So, and that's coming out in August for standard or worldwide and GCC. Tom, did you have anything left?
Nope, I'm ready to go to rolling out.
All right. Well, rolling out means that it is starting to hit a tenant near you. You may see it immediately. You may see it later. It all just depends on how they chose to do the rollout. I've got one that I really like in here, so I'm going to talk about it, and that is Microsoft Teams breakout rooms up to 1,000 attendees in Teams meetings. Now, when the breakout rooms first came and it was a limit, I said, why would you ever need more than that many? We're going to be fine. But then it quickly became one of those ones where it's like, yeah, this could be a good scenario to be able to do these breakouts. You know, even if you're doing like an internal conference or something like that, and you want different people to go to different rooms and different things like that, 1,000 gives you a much more manageable number. So that is in development, or I'm sorry, it rolling out, and it says it should be there by July of 2026. I guess they have about 9 more days to make it so. But that is coming to all of the tenants. So GCC, GCC High, DoD, and Enterprise. So coming to a tenant near you soon. And I would pass it to Tom, but he'll pass it to Tamara. So I'm going to just pass it to Tamara.
Thank you.
Fabulous. So Microsoft Teams meeting recap app. This sounded great to me.
Yes.
The meeting recap app brings all of your meeting recaps into one place. It's making it easier to find, filter, and catch up. So quick filters help you surface the right meeting instantly. I'm going to go with a little less quickly than instantly, but well, audio recap lets you efficiently review multiple meetings at once. You can also browse and revisit any recap from the past 30 days. And that is rolling out to worldwide tenants this month. Tom, what do you have?
Funny, I've got one yellow item, which was the last one of the 3 that I had done and that you two Microsoft Copilot content sources in Copilot chat. So users are going to be able to schedule content sources on Copilot chat. When users select content sources, the responses generated will be limited to content from the selected sources. That's coming out in July. It's Copilot, so it's Enterprise, and yeah, that'll be nice that you can do that.
Awesome. The last one I have was data is for purview, but data lifecycle management, you can apply a retention policy to Microsoft Planner content. So people who have been waiting for that have been waiting for that. That's one of those big ones that, you know, going to use project versus project server, all of those different things, but that should be rolling out to worldwide tenant July in 2026. So I know that's going to be one that if you've been waiting for it, you've been waiting for it. So glad to see that one coming out. And then we have very few inside of what we're calling actively deployed. So this means they are out. They are there for everyone. They are launched. So why don't I pass it to you, Tamara, and then I can wrap us up with the canceled one.
There is nothing that excites me in launched.
All right, go ahead, Tom.
Then I'll take the one that did interest me then. Microsoft 365 Archive file level archiving. So this is really great. If you've been doing archiving before, it was all or nothing. Now you can get down to the file level for doing archiving within the Microsoft 365 environment. This introduces archiving at the file level for Microsoft 365 Archive. Exactly what it says on the tin. It launched this month to the worldwide enterprise tenant.
Very cool. And the one that isn't canceled, this one made me a little bit sad. I read through it and I was like, oh, maybe they're going to tell me it's just, you know, move to another number or something like that. But it's not.
Nope.
They said they are canceled. This was Microsoft. What they were going to do was Copilot and Teams would be able to analyze content shared on screen during a meeting. So it would be able to, if I was sharing my desktop and a presentation and stuff like that, it would be able to analyze that, talk about that, do that. So even if I wasn't talking about it, it would be able to analyze it. They are putting a pause on that one for now. So that's not going to be something that is coming. I can imagine that that was A, going to be very hard to do, and B, brought up a lot of privacy concerns. So I can understand why maybe that one got slowed down a little bit or moved to the let's cancel that one for now. But when I read it a couple weeks ago and it was on the list, I was like, that's going to be really cool. Well, now it won't be, but that's it. I'm sure they'll come with something else. No problem. Well, that is it for this week, everybody. We will be back next week with another round of updates on what's coming out in the roadmap. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.